Dear learners, welcome to the session HDG and India's Achievements, session 2. Goal number 5, gender equality. To achieve gender equality and empower all women and girls. What are our response? India's response. The principle of gender equality and the objective of gender justice are embedded in Constitution of India and are sought to be actualized through various legislation, policies, program, and special government initiative. That initiative to eliminate poverty strive to address the issues of women in poverty and those related to their access to economic assets, financial services, social protection, and opportunities for skill development and employment. The Indian Economic Survey of 2019 noted that there had been a considerable improvement for women in areas of decision making in multiple spheres. And we see that a number of government schemes like Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, and Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana scheme, among others, and the mandatory maternity leave rules are all steps in this direction. So our approach to achieve this goal is addressing gender-based discrimination, eradicating selection of sex and post-birth discrimination, access to reproductive health and wellness, social protection, economic empowerment, women's entrepreneurship and economic leadership, empowerment through technology, political participation, representation and leadership. To address gender-based discrimination, India's commitment towards undertaking this reform is to ensure gender rights and equality. It is reflected in several legislation like we have Dowry Prohibition Act 1961, Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act 2005, Section 376 of Indian Penal Code relating to rape, the Immoral Traffic Prevention Act 1956, Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace, Prevention, Prohibition and Redressal Act 2013, Prohibition of Child Marriage Act 2006, Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act 1971 and Equal Remuneration Act 1976, to name a few. For eradicating sex selection and post-birth discrimination, we have, Safe Girl Child, Enable Her Education means Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao scheme is a comprehensive scheme and that we are implemented countrywide to address the problem and allied issues. Then access to reproductive health and wellness, we have Pradhan Mantri Matru Bandhana Yojana, which was initiated in 2016 under the umbrella ICDS, under the Ministry of Women's Child Development, that aim to provide partial compensation for the wage loss in terms of case incentives such that the women can take adequate rest before and after delivery of our first living child. Then under social protection, economic empowerment, that Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act is also one of the initiative. National Social Assistance Program which provide pension those over 60 years of age. We can also look at one of the approach government of India is following to achieve these goals. So in this different, this National Social Assistance Program, women constitute 59 and 55% of the beneficiaries respectively. Then we have Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana, National Livelihood Mission that aims to mobilize and organize poor women to build their skills, facilitate access to credit, marketing and other livelihood services. We have Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. To strengthen women's entrepreneurship and economic leadership, we have Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, we have Mudra Yojana. And to empower through technology, the initiative like the Atal Innovation Mission, Women's Entrepreneurship Platform at Niti Aayog that create an ecosystem of innovation, research, and entrepreneurship across the country, which aims to engage young girls and women. For political participation, representation, leadership, the 73rd and 74th Amendment, Constitutional Amendment guaranteeing at least 1/3 representation of women in all local bodies. So, by implementing a number of wide ranges of schemes, what are our progress to achieve this goal? Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana scheme since 2016 aims to safeguard the health of women and children by providing them with a clean cooking fuel, LPG, so that they do not have to compromise their health in kitchen filled with smoke and have to travel far to collect firewood. We are implementing this. Then Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana that was launched in 2015, that back saving scheme to encourage parents of the girl child to build a fund for the future education and marriage expenses for their girl child. Then the Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana National Livelihood Mission aims to mobilize and organize poor women, build their skill, facilitate access to credit, marketing and other livelihood services, and cover 63 million women from rural areas organized into self-help groups. Nearly half of all candidates trained under Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, the flagship program for short-term skill development, are women. So these are the achievements you will see performers who are performer state, aspirant state. Goal number 6, that is clean water and sanitation with an objective to ensure to save water sources and sanitation for all. No, follow some of the approach like save and affordable drinking water for all, and we take care of, the country take care of water quality and sanitation hygiene for all to achieve this goal. Our approach under save and affordable drinking water for all, you will see we have National Rural Drinking Water Program, and then we have Jal Jeevan Mission that recently launched that aims at water conservation, rainwater harvesting, renovation of traditional and other water bodies, reuse of water and recharging of structure, watershed development, intensive afforestation through broader community mobilization and participation to achieve a water secure future for the country. To improve water quality, we have a host of measures and it has been implemented to monitor and remedy water quality by the Central Water Commission. We have 396 water quality monitoring stations. Then we have Namami Ganga program, which is an integrated conservation mission launched to accomplish the twin objective of effective abatement of pollution, conservation and rejuvenation of river Ganga. To achieve sanitation hygiene for all, we know we have flagship initiative of Swachh Bharat mission that covers all rural and urban areas, and we are achieving very successfully the target of making India open defecation free India by 2nd October 2019. The achievement, India's progress so far under this goal are, we are giving access to improved source of drinking water. Our progress towards access to improved source of drinking water. Now, while the national target is to provide access to an improved source of drinking water to all, currently 95.5% of the households have access to improved source of drinking water. Okay. As per the NSS data, Sikkim, Chandigarh and Daman and Diu have achieved national target. With just over 56.7%, Kerala has the lowest number of the households that have access to an improved source of drinking water. Then rural household with individual household toilet. According to Swachh Bharat mission, all states and union territories have achieved the target providing individual household toilets in all rural households. As on 5th December 2019, a total of this month 10 crore 15 lakh 83,053 household toilets have been constructed in rural area since 2nd October 2014. Then urban household with individual household toilet, roughly 97.22% of urban households in India have access to individual household latrines as on July 2019. The target is to achieve 100% coverage. 9 states and 2 union territories have already achieved this target. Open defecation free district, approximately 90.7% of districts in India have been verified to be open defecation free state as of December 2019 under Swachh Bharat mission. 17 states and the 5 union territories have already declared and verified all their districts to be open defecation free under Swachh Bharat mission. School with separate toilet facilities for girls, roughly 97.43% of schools have separated toilet facilities for girls. 7 union territories and the state of Goa have already achieved the target. Wastewater treatment, Manipur and Chandigarh have achieved the target with all industry accompanying with wastewater treatment norms. And goal number 7, affordable and clean energy. To ensure access to affordable and sustainable energy for all, energy is essential to nearly every major challenge the world faces today. It ties together economic growth, social progress, and environmental sustainability. If you look globally, energy lies at the core of international policy that aim at improving opportunities, combating climate change, ensuring equality. Overall, the objective of this SDG 7 is to attain energy security and efficiency by increasing sustainable per capita energy consumption, while also ensuring a reduction in emission and pollution as per global national targets. To achieve this goal, India's response is equitable to and universal access to affordable, reliable and clean energy. As you know, it's a prerequisite for socio-economic development in India. This goal has three key components: universal access to electricity and a clean cooking fuel. increasing share of renewable energy in the country's energy mix, and improving energy efficiency endorsed in national energy policy. To achieve this goal, our approach is giving access to electricity, renewable energy, clean cooking fuel, energy efficiency. If we look into access to electricity, we have Pradhan Mantri Sahaj Bijli Har Ghar Yojana, Saubhagya, that aims explicitly at saturating electricity connection in the remaining household. Assistance also provided through various schemes such as Integrated Power Development Scheme, Deen Dayal Upadhyaya Gram Jyoti Yojana for improving transmission and distribution networks and services. To increase renewable energy use, the National Electricity Plan 2018 also reinforced the government's commitment to transform the Indian electricity sector with a target of 275 gigawatt of renewable energy by 2027. We are implementing clean cooking fuel through the National Biogas and Manure Management Program that aims at setting up family-type biogas plants to providing biogas as clean cooking fuel and a source of lighting. To shift the dependence from traditional and polluting biomass cooking fuels, we have the Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana, which was launched to improve women's health and empower them with asset ownership. For energy efficiency, the promulgation of Environment Conservation Act in 2001 and the initiation of National Mission for Energy Efficiency in 2000 have heralded India's long-held concern of energy efficiency. The focus on lowering energy intensity and carbon dioxide emission has also got further institutional shape with setting up of Bureau of Energy Efficiency, the application of Energy Conservation Bill Code, and the voluntary star rating program for building support a transition towards green buildings. Other initiatives like we have energy efficiency in micro and small medium enterprises, capacity building of DISCOM, development of the institutional capacity of states, etc. We are going to achieve the target of providing universal access to electricity to every household in the country. At the end of August 2019, nearly 99.99% of households are electrified. And if we look to the progress in clean cooking fuel, as per the NSS 76 round, 61.4% of households use clean cooking fuel in the form of liquefied LPG, liquefied petroleum gas. And among the Union territories, Puducherry is close to achieving target at 96.5%, while among the states, Sikkim is at 96.3%. Goal number 8, that is decent work and economic growth. Our approach, with one person out of every 6 on the planet living in India, the country has the potential to be the engine of global economic progress. And we are one of the youngest nations in the world. To achieve this, our country's approach is funding small enterprises, business reforms, and giving employment. For funding small enterprises, we have Startup India scheme. It's a flagship scheme of Government of India to nurture innovation in startups in the country that aim at driving economic growth and generating large-scale employment opportunities. Some of the features of this scheme relate to simplification of procedures and funding support. We have Mudra scheme, micro unit development and refinance agency schemes that provide financial support to the small and the micro enterprises sector. Mudra scheme was launched in 2015 with an aim to ease credit constraint by extending institutional finance to such small business entities. Loan amounting to more than 7 lakh crore have already been disbursed under this scheme. Under business reforms, Make in India was introduced in 2015 that focuses on strengthening the country's manufacturing sector by attracting investment from across the globe. Enactment of the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016 by the Parliament to simplify the procedures related to debt default and consolidate laws related to insolvency of companies, limited liability entities, unlimited liability partnership individuals that will boost entrepreneurship and credit availability. And in 2017, the Goods and Service Tax Act that expected to reduce the cost of the manufacture and thus the final price of the consumer. If you look into the approach of giving employment, Skill India, launched in 2015, focuses on short-term vocational education program and seeks to create a minimum of 400 million skilled people by 2022. Over 5.2 million students have been trained by the National Skill Development Corporation so far. And we have Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act that guarantees a minimum of 100 days of wage employment in a financial year to every rural household whose adult members volunteers for unskilled manual work. A number of central acts, approximately 40 central acts, that governs matters related to fair wages, social security, labor welfare, industrial safety and health, industrial relation employments are there to give employment and their safety. So our progress is the per capita national domestic product, that NDP growth rate is in 2017-18 financial year, 17 states and 4 union territories annual per capita NDP growth rate more than national average. Among the states, union territories, the best performance shown by Tripura and Andaman and Nicobar Island, respectively. If you look into unemployment rate, India's unemployment rate for the year 2017-18 stands at 6%. Among the states, Meghalaya is lowest unemployment rate at 1.60%. Among the Union Territories, Dadra and Nagar Haveli, the best performance of 0.40%. The rate of labor force participation. The labor force participation rate for the country stands at 49.80%. And among the states and Union Territory, Chhattisgarh at 64.50%, Dadra and Nagar Haveli 66.6%, LFPs are higher than the national rate. Banking outlets. In the country, there are 13 banking outlets per 1 lakh population. Among the states and union territories, Goa and Chandigarh display the best performance considering the number of banking outlets per 1 lakh population at 34.72 and 23.37 respectively, which are much higher than the national level. And if we look to the figure of household with a bank account, we have 99.9% of households in the country have bank account as of 2019. If we look from women account holders under PMJDY, Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, Meghalaya at 0.60 is the top state and Pondicherry is the top union territory. Goal number 9, that is industry, innovation and infrastructure, with an objective to build resilient infrastructure, promote inclusive and sustainable industrialization and foster innovation. What is India's initiative in this to achieve this? Initiatives are in infrastructure, communication, business reform, manufacturing, innovation design, research and development, innovation ecosystem, increasing public investment, and Skill India, means skilling. In infrastructure, we are constructing national highways and roads, enhancing major ports for cargo handling capacity. So India's industrial corridor, high-tech industrial zone is spread across 6 states. To improve communication, India has made considerable headways in communication technology in the recent past. India's internet use base has exceeded 500 million and it expected to reach 627 million by the end, 627 million. Road connectivity, if we look into the progress, our road connectivity is at the national level, it's close to 70% of the targeted habitation under PMGSY. Then if we look into employment in manufacturing sector, in 2017-18 financial year, 12.13% of India's total workforce was engaged in the manufacturing industry. Among the states, the highest share of the workforce employed in manufacturing was in Gujarat. And Daman and Diu had the highest percentage of manufacturing labor force and the rate of 61.3% among the union territories. And if we look into the progress of internet density and mobile tele density, presently in 2019 December, by end of 2019 December, every 100 people in the country, 88% have a cellular connection, while only 49% have an internet subscription. Interestingly, the cellular density is over 100% in 6 states: Himachal Pradesh, Punjab, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka and Gujarat. And the one is Union Territory. With 205 internet subscription for every 100 person, Himachal Pradesh tops the country in internet subscription density. Internet access is highest in Delhi among the Union Territories at 138 subscription per 100 people. So these are some of the reference. So in this way, India is progressing well. So we'll have another session for the remaining goals. Thank you.